Good afternoon, Whispers, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Whispers in a Bottle Grown Talk Cocktail Fridays. I am your host, Sonya LaRae, lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, educator, and motivational speaker. Oh my goodness, guys, can you believe it? We've made it through another week that we get to come in, have a discussion, and be in our safe zone together. It is so good to be here. I'm telling you, I love the setup of the studio today. Some really pretty things are in here, so it's nice to be here with you all. You guys, it is going to be such a great show. You know, I want you to join in on the conversation. You know, we have a live chat box in every episode, so you can drop your questions. You can drop your comments. If you want me to reiterate something, just let me know. And you know your girl loves to monitor a great chat box. And listen, make sure that you click on the subscribe button and you subscribe to our show and you like the episode. But most importantly, please share it, because that's what we do. We pour value into each other, and having these discussions opens the door to great conversations. And so we just appreciate you all being here. We also have live in the Zoom room with us today, which is so incredible. We have our own private Zoom room, as you know. And we have the Ladies of Luxury. They are a DIY ladies group, and this month they are working on the power of self. So it is so great for you ladies to join us. Thank you so much. Ladies, you know your chat box is open. You can put your comments, your questions in there, and you know I will definitely get to them. You know, if you are a fan of our cocktails and our mocktails, oh my goodness. This one today, I'm telling you guys, you got to come at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to our live show over on Blog Talk Radio, because listen, this cocktail mocktail that is featured is just everything. And I have to tell you, if you are not on our VIP listing and getting the cocktail or the mocktail, plus all the fabulous tips and just the information in our newsletter, let me tell you, you are really missing out, because we're really placing value in it. We're connecting, and anytime we can connect with you whisperers is always a great thing. I have to tell you, I'm so excited. But if you want to catch the show and be a part of the Cocktail Mocktail Hour, come over at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at www.blogtalkradio.com/whispers in a bottle. And of course, you know, I am your host, and I will be over there with my cocktail, my mocktail, and we are having this discussion live. So, you know, with that being stated, are you ready to get into our fabulous discussion today on, are there laws to attraction? Oh my goodness. I know. I am always so excited when we get to do these discussions. But you know, I love to start our conversations off with a clear meaning and a definition. And so this is no different. And look, I got notes for you all, because this discussion here is going to be in there. We're going to be in it. So, look, let's get the understanding and the meaning of attraction. That's the action or power of evoking interest, pleasure, or liking for someone or something. It's an appeal or a desire. Ooh, you heard that word? It's a little sexy, isn't it? So, attraction means the action or power of evoking interest, pleasure, or liking for someone or something. It's an appeal or desire. Ooh. Whisperers, there are many factors that influence whom people are attracted to. And, you know, some of those factors are physical attraction, proximity, and similarities. I know these are qualities I want to break down for you all. And these factors, before we get really into this conversation fully, we want to make sure that we understand this particular elements. Okay. So we're going to take each one of those one by one. And so, like I said, I have our notes here. And so just get ready. Take notes, pin mark the episode, come back and listen to it, share it with someone who needs this. Okay. So we're going to first get into physical attraction. Research shows that romantic attraction is primarily determined by physical appeal of the person that has piqued our interest. So, like when we see someone, of course, it's alluring to us or they're alluring to us, right? So I always think of it in this way. Like you go to a fabulous restaurant, right? And you're sitting there and they start bringing dishes out of maybe couples on the side of you. And those dishes look so appealing that you want to know exactly what is that? What are they eating? Well, it's the same difference with that being of a physical attraction for people. We see something or we see someone and they catch our eye and they kind of lure us in a little bit. So you want to know more about it, right? It's that exciting. And then we have proximity. Proximity. People are more likely to become friends with people who are geographically closer, and we love to be able to connect with those that are close in proximity because it allows us to tap in to them face to face. So, which is true. Like, there's a lot of times there's relationships that get started and they're long distance, but proximity is something that even plays a stronger key. Because if you're like in the same city with a person that you're interested in, and you know that you can do like that supposed casual meetup, that you're at the same coffee shop. It's alluring to you because you two have now got that face to face connection. And so the proximity is a great thing because it draws us closer into that person. And so the next area is on our similarities. See, people also tend to pick partners who are similar to themselves in characteristics such as age, race, religion, social class, and education. Now, this factor isn't just seen in people's partners, though. Now, this one is not seen only in mates that we're interested in, that even crosses into the friendship zones, because a lot of times our friends are people that kind of we relate to and we kind of connect to, and they're like an extension of us. Some of your friends can even be almost as close as a sibling because you all share that similarity. And so, in turn, that's what happens with people that we're interested in. We have different things that we like that are a same, different things that we'll do or things, foods or experiences, and especially education. Like, there's a difference. Like, if someone who is highly educated and stimulated by that type of interaction, they're not going to go with someone who is not as intellectually partnered with them. So many of you may be saying, though, but what about opposites attract? Everybody heard that old adage, opposites attract. Unfortunately, that is just a myth. And research has shown that that's truly a myth, because this is the thing. When we hear that thing that opposites attract, and there's so much allure in the opposite, a lot of times they don't realize that. I see this often when I'm with clients that are so drastically different that they cannot agree on much of anything. I mean, even right down to the foods that they're eating, to the moment of how to settle an argument or a disagreement, how we're going to raise our children, from religion. It's a lot of different factors. And so that adage of like opposites attract, yeah, it can be alluring because the person has a little mystique about them, and it's such a drastic change from what you yourself experience in your life that it can be kind of like, oh, this is nice, But when it comes to forming a lasting relationship, that marriage bond, that's something that you really need to look at. That if that's really where you want to journey into, because I can assure you, as you guys go and you develop and your differences are so vast, it's going to cause elements and problems to arise within that marriage, that relationship. It's going to cause that kind of alienation of feelings and affection. And that is something you don't want. So, that old adage and that myth of like opposites attract, no, that is not it. And that's not what the law of attraction really is. And you know what? I'm going to kind of put a pin note and just kind of like a little cork in that one right now, because this discussion is not trailing down that way. See, the law of attraction, or LOA, that's the abbreviation of law of attraction, LOA, is believed by many to be a universal law by which likes allows, attracts, and more likes to come towards you. It's like you put that positive vibe out there, and the positive vibe attracts a positive vibe, and that positive vibe ignites the next positive thing to come about. And the ladies in the Zoom room said, so the law of attraction is really the primary effect of one's inner quality. Yes. And we're going to get into that even further. So ladies, hold that note right there, because it is a lot of that inner quality, and we're going to really get into that in this discussion. And see, the results of positive thoughts are always positive consequences. But whispers in the same, I want to tell you. Remember we had spoke about the power that the attraction of having positivity in our life, and how we can kind of pull in and govern and have nice things happen because you manifest certain things in your life. Well, it's the same if you're doing this and you're having the negative thoughts, negative effect. Well, guess what? It causes that same thing to happen, where you are literally going down that roadway, and those negative things are attracted to you, and they're being pulled into your elements because you're emoting those negativities. So it's the same thing. So the law of attraction is what you pull or you govern into yourself. And the one you love is one of the most important persons to you. And there's no reason why you have to give up hope of really connecting and being attracted to the right person. There's no reason for it. And see, the LOA you create every aspect of your reality. Did you hear me? That's your reality, and including attracting a specific person, healing relationships when things look impossible, and having even like certain elements of your life coming back into accord. So it has a large dynamic with a lot of things that we do, the cause and effect of things too in our lives. And so, we want to be mindful of that, because those are things that we do. We attract those things to ourselves. I always think of it like a moth to a flame. Everybody always is like, well, is that really true? Yeah, that's really true. They're attracted to it. It lures them in. And so in turn, that law of attraction is the same thing. It lures us in. It coaxes us a little bit and gives us that ability to come closer to the ones that we really want in our lives. So how does LOA really work? How do the laws of attraction really work? Well, many people think you focus on the person you want to attract. But that isn't the case at all. I know, shocker, right? No, it's not about focusing on them. It's not about the other person at all. I know you're thinking, well, tell me, what is it exactly? So, this is it exactly in a nutshell. You must be aware of what your needs are. What authentic qualities will you develop, which will attract your ideal person or mate? So, did you hear me? It's an element of knowing you. So many times you hear me tell you all, whisperers, that you have to invest time and self time with yourself, investing those quality moments. Because, see, when we do that, we have the ability then to have a clarity in our mind of what we really want for ourselves. So many times when you ask people that are looking for mates or are trying to get married, what do they need to have that relationship, their non superficial qualities, they're not able to answer that right off the bat. They instantly go to, well, he has to be kind. Well, first of all, if he's not kind, you're not going to be looking at him, period. So you want even deeper aspects of a person from that standpoint. So, really honing in and tapping in to yourself allows you to grow, develop, nurture what you need to have that longevity of a real relationship with someone, that real LOA with them, law of attraction. See, it's very deep. And whisperers, sometimes this can be one of the hardest parts that I see people struggling with. One of the things that they really want, but they struggle with really knowing who they are. And so when we don't know who we are, we're emoting or putting out something that's really not so. So that's how we get those effects of the opposite attract, because you're really putting out such an air and an element that is not who you are. So, when we focus on ourselves and really complete the needed work that it takes to grow, that attraction becomes deeper. It becomes an element that it builds upon, and it becomes an element that we start to really reflect towards those that come to in our circle and who may be attracted to us. Because, see, this is the thing: when you really know you and you have done the true essence of work, you are clear as anything on what that reflection starts to look like. It's not a mask, it's not a mirror of smoke and mirrors or anything like that. It's really putting the elements of who you are front and center. And I can't say it any clearer than that. So, how do we attract the person we would like in our lives? What is it? What do we need to do? What are the elements that we have to capture so we're able to really have that person that we want in our life? Well, I have taken the time to consider a couple of points that I think I will go through my list with you now. So here's a couple of tips for you, okay? So this is on how do we attract them? How do we attract the person we would like in our life? So first, you have to be confident in yourself. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. You have to be confident in yourself. Believing in yourself is very important. Once we are sure of ourselves, that means we will trust that inner voice. See, confidence walks in a different way. Confidence exudes a different atmosphere, aroma, and different kind of vibration. Confidence is sexy. It's not arrogant. It's not this smug kind of thing. It is something that's alluring and beautiful when you have that confidence in yourself. So that's our first key, focusing and knowing that we have confidence. So the second one is this: focus on positives. What? Oh, yeah, I did say that. Focus on positives. The other week, we discussed on the show the power of self talk. Remember when we discussed that and how important it is for you to have the power of self talk? Because, see, when we focus on positives, that means that we're speaking into ourselves words of encouragement, words that motivate, words that uplift, words that do not tear down. So we're really focusing how we're speaking to ourselves. We're really focusing on bringing that energy of positivity into our circle, into our life. And so, in turn, when you are moving in that way, what is it? You are reflecting that. And it literally is going to be something so bright that it's powerful. Like people say to me all the time, Sonya, you're so positive. You smile all the time. You have such great, things you say to people to encourage them. You're just someone who just seems to be in the thick of your life of having a great time and enjoying your day to day. Yeah, because I am happy. I am. And I do speak positivity over myself. It's not that I don't go through a lot of things or anything, because life is life. That's how it is in life. And when you're a therapist, you deal with a lot outside of even the elements that you can control, because you're dealing with people and their emotions, their feelings, the different things that happen in their day to day. When you are a consultant and you are consulting with certain ones, and the things that you're bringing to the table, their feelings, their thoughts, and really making sure that you have things in accord correctly. So when you have a positive outlook, and you have positivity that you speak into yourself, it kind of bubbles forth, and it makes a different kind of aroma and feeling and mindset and heart. Because, see, what we speak here inside, it touches our heart, it hits us here, it limits out here, it just evokes what comes out of here, because that's what we're doing. Power of affirmations. Like, if you have affirmations, I am so always speaking about that. And what you need to do to have it put up, that you see these things, that you cause this to come to mind and heart. So the first thing is that you have to be confident. The second one is you have to focus on positive thinking, thoughts, feelings, emotions. See, we're building on this. The third element is this: you have to love without fear. Uh-oh, that got kind of like some folks over here in this chat room over here, popping over here in this Zoom room. That means that don't allow past relationships to wear on your future relationships. Now, listen, past relationships, everyone goes through something, or there's so many different elements when it comes to past relationships. But see, when it says that love without fear, that means that when we have those past relationships that could have been very hurtful, or they could have taken a lot of elements and drained us. We cannot allow ourselves to become fearful of going into the next relationship, but then also casting those fears and that baggage onto that person. Because, see, a large part of that is the road work that you have to do to be able to maintain and have a healthy relationship with those moving forward. So we need to be confident. We need to have positivity. And I like to say the power of positivity. And then we have to love without fear. The next one is this: have fun. Clear and cut. If you don't know what it means, something's wrong. Because enjoy the process and be present. Be present. Laugh about things. Don't take yourself so serious. Get to know the person. Have fun. Do silly things. Go walk in the rain. Do something that you wouldn't do, but really enjoy it. Enjoy the element of dating and having the opportunity to build that relationship with the person, because those are the elements that you really want to really focus on. And when you allow joy and that element of just being joyful, the natural endorphins are incredible. It's the best uptake in emotion and feeling and positivity and energy that you will ever experience. Studies have shown that people that are lighthearted and laugh a lot, they have better health. They are not stricken with depression easily, because they're able to have a balance in emotions. So those are elements that are important. And we gave 4 elements that are important for you to attract that love, or attract the laws that will attract that person to you. But these are just the first 4 laws of attraction. I only gave you 4 of them. There's a total of 7. So if you all want all 7, you should email info@whispersinabottlepodcast.com, laws of attraction in the subject line, and say I want them. In the text, just say I want them, because you want to know what all 7 laws of attraction are. So once again, if you want all 7 laws of attraction, because I only gave you 4, email info@whispersinabottlepodcast.com, the subject line laws, and in the body, I want them. And we will send them to you. It's just that easy. And you'll get the link to download it. That's all you got to do. So, Whisperers, if you are attracted to someone, I encourage you to take your time. Take the time to get to know each other and spend time developing genuine feelings for each other. See, a lot of times what happens, people just rush into things. And see, that's not what the law of attraction is about, rushing. It's the lure of attraction, that I should say, because that's what the law of attraction is. It's a lure, it's a desire. So take the time. Don't be afraid of the real conversations, and don't allow your heart to lead you. Because see, the heart is treacherous and they'll fool you. And like I said, when they say those opposites attract, take your heart out of it. Remove that factor. Because you may see, oh, wait a minute, we got so much differences. How in the world are we going to even agree on what we should have for dinner tonight? So that's how deep that is. And look at the relationship for what it really is worth. And don't get caught up with all the other things and all the other elements. Pause. It's a power in it. It's a power in pausing. The LOAs are things that need to be placed in all of our relationships. And by digging deeper into yourself, you'll be able to attract your Miss or Mr. Right. And if you're just looking for friendship or companionship or whatever, if you still put these elements into play, you will attract people that really stimulate, feed, and motivate you in a way that is broadening your horizons and your focus. And it makes for a deeper friendship connection, even. Because even your prospective mate should be that friend. They should be that person that you can sit and talk to if there's something wrong. And sometimes, there are things that weigh on relationships that never came into focus before. But does that mean that the law of attraction is wrong? No, it just means that there's certain elements of our relationships or people's relationships that may not have been as cut and dry. But that's when you have to sit down and have the hard conversations. That's when you have to sit down and you have to make sure that the person is understanding what you really need to have the healthy relationship, the relationship that will have longevity, the relationship that will have a nurturing love, and not being afraid of the conversation of you're not meeting it. This is what we need to do so we can keep moving forward. Whispers, conversations like this need to be had, and we need to be talking like this. I encourage you all to take this conversation outside of our safe zone and even have these kind of conversations with your girlfriends. If they're in the process of looking for love, or if they're open to dating and everything, what really takes and what really makes for longevity in relationships, or looking for that right person. And if your friend is always like, oh, I seem to always attract the same guy. Oh, he's such a, maybe they need to work on that law of attraction. Maybe what they're putting out there, or they're emoting, is what they're getting into because they have not really learned who they are. And so they're placing the superficial in front of the non superficial qualities that they need. Yep. So, what are your takeaways from today's discussion? Here it is. You must build on your confidence. When you are confident, you are more sure of yourself and what you want from your relationship. We want to have positivity. By being positive, we build ourselves up and use the power of self talk. And listen, if you did not catch the episode on the power of self talk, I encourage you to please go back and listen to it, because there's key elements in that discussion that you need to really harness so you are able to produce the positivity you need. It's a great discussion. The next element is, don't be afraid of love. Don't be afraid of it. And don't be so quick to allow your past to dictate your future. We have tons of discussions here on Whispers in a Bottle, something that will go in line with whatever we're talking about. And even in a discussion, does your past have to dictate your future or determine your future? It really talked about not allowing the elements of our past to really etch their way into our trajectory. And so, really getting the meaning and the understanding of it and how in depth that conversation is, I encourage you all to go and listen to that as well if you haven't. Go back and do your homework, because your homework is what is going to get you the good grade in the end, meaning the lasting relationship, the love that you deserve in your life. And remember to have fun, because literally, when you start to have fun, oh my goodness, it is such a powerful thing. I mean, how you can laugh with your mate, how you can just joke and have such a good time and be able to just be present with them at that moment is powerful. So, those are your takeaway whisperers. And like I said, these conversations need to continue. Continue talking, continue tapping into it. You need refreshers. Come back and listen to it. Pin mark where you like certain episode. Remember what number you were at, like, oh, when she said such and such. Because these are things that are pouring into you that allows us to keep growing and developing into better people. You know, I love when we can do this. I hope that you all enjoyed today's topic. Don't forget, if you want to work with me, you can click the link in the description box and book your consultation. It's also on the screen as well. I know that they put it up on the screen as well. So just feel free to book your consultation with me. Um, I'm always encouraging you all to come and connect with me outside of here. I'm on social media. So you can find me on Instagram at instagram.com/whispers in a bottle underscore podcast. And that should be even in the notes as well as here on the screen. So if you're on Instagram already, just put whispers in a bottle underscore podcast and connect with me. I want to connect with you all. I love connecting with you all. I love hearing what your thoughts are and how you interact with our post and everything. I love it. And yes, I do answer all of the comments that come in, and I appreciate you all so much. Also, if you're on Facebook, make sure that you join our Facebook group, because like I said, we're going to be doing some great things. I want to do a mixer. I want to have some offline conversations coming in 2022. I want to really start doing some teaching in there and different elements for whisperers, because you guys really are asking for it. So make sure that you go to facebook.com/whisper in a bottle. Now notice how it's spelled is WHISPER. There's no S on it. So whisper in a bottle. And this way we can kind of connect and really get to know each other over there and talk with each other, because it's always great. And if you want to catch us live any day, any Friday, come over to our home base. Come over to blogtalkradio.com/whispers in a bottle, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. We have such a good time over there. We got the cocktail mocktail, so you'll get to hear about that. Don't forget to join the VIP listing, our newsletter, because you'll want to get in on that as well. And when we do giveaways, it's only to those that are on our email list. It's not open to the public. So you really want to be a part of it, because we give some great gifts. And because of the holiday season coming on, we're passing off some of those gifts and those discounts right to you whisperers. So make sure that you are on our email newsletter, because if you're not, you won't get it. So I encourage you. You can always go to our Linktree link that's on our Instagram page and make sure that you click for the newsletter and join us there, because if you want, like I said, if you want to really take advantage of some of those offers, you really want to be there. And don't forget to come back next week for another hot discussion. It's on how to stop playing small. Oh my goodness, right? That is such a powerful discussion, because let me tell you something. I've seen it so much. I've been having these huge discussions on Clubhouse. And listen, if you all are on Clubhouse, come and connect with me. Send me like a back channel saying that you know me from Whispers in a Bottle, and connect with me, and I'll connect with you. Follow my room on there. It's the Round Table of Intention. I'm on Clubhouse on Tuesday, literally at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have another room that I'm a part of at 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and then 8 p.m. That's my big day over at Clubhouse. So if you want to connect with me over there, please join and let's get together. Let's have some real talk. You think I'm talking here? You should hear what I'm saying over there. So listen, guys, it is so good to be in our safe zone together. You are listening to Whispers in a Bottle, Grown Talk Cocktail Fridays. I am your host, Sonya LaRae, lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, educator, and motivational speaker. And please, guys, be safe, wear your mask, and come back next week, but connect with me. I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys, be safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.